What's up? What's happening? Hope you're staying safe. Hope you're blessed. Hope your family's blessed. I'm back in the Sunshine State, and I just want to come on and share a little bit. You know, as you see the title of the video, I actually was in Atlanta, and I'm a big fan of Candy. Ever since she was with the group, singing in the group, she was a singer, and now she's doing other things. She's on TV, and she's an entrepreneur, and she has a restaurant. And Dave and I actually we got engaged. We got engaged in Atlanta, but in Marietta. In Marietta, but we got engaged. So the wedding's gonna be in 2023. Let me say that first. 2023. We haven't actually set an actual date yet. But we went now, mind you, we went to Old Lady Gang because, like I said, we're both fans. And we got in Georgia. We arrived in Georgia kind of late, stopping, and cause we drove from here in Florida. We drove up. We drove up, and it took us a little time to get there, stopping and eating and stuff like that. So when we finally got to Atlanta, we stayed downtown. We stayed downtown Atlanta in a hotel downtown, which was really, really nice. And we actually decided to go to the restaurant. And so we got there around 8. Got there around 8, and the guy, I guess the security, he came out and he was like, we're not seeing anyone else. You're not letting anyone else in. And they don't close. We looked before we left. We looked and seen that they don't close to 10 o'clock. They don't shut down till 10 o'clock. But one of the people that worked there actually came to him and told him, said, like, he saw us, and he was like, like, and the guy said, no, I'm not letting anyone in. He said, Don Juan, if you ever watch the show, Don Juan was there, and hey, babe, she almost had a hissy fit because she wanted to see him. Say, if I could see Don Juan, like, starstruck. But anyhow, we talked to us for a while. He was telling us to go to Kansas other restaurant, Blaze, and I told myself, we came from Florida. We actually came from Florida just to come here to this restaurant. He said, we come all over the world. To come to this restaurant. And so I get it, but still, if you don't close, if the restaurant doesn't close until 10, why would you stop seeing people at 8? You know what I mean? That don't, but it's not a restaurant. And I know I saw one of the shows, I saw one of the episodes of the show that they said that Candy and Ty don't care about the restaurant. But I kind of maybe sort of agree, maybe, as actually seeing the show, watching the show, and then actually going and seeing how they operate. It's like, if you don't shut down, I understand you might work a little later, but on certain days, especially the weekend, like a Saturday night, you're gonna have to work later than you used to work. So I think maybe she need to find people that actually want to work, that actually maybe not friends or family. And that's just my take on it. People that are in the business to make money. And so we actually end up going somewhere else. I'll make it up about that at a later date. But we actually took a lift there because I didn't want to drive. I didn't want to do any more drive. I knew if we were going out, we're going to a restaurant, we're going to have a couple of drinks. And the last thing I want to do is get stopped and pulled over in Georgia after drinking alcohol. So we ended up getting lifts to both places, and we ended up going to Papa Ducks. And so we got there, and they closed, like, everything in Georgia closes like around 10 o'clock. I'm like, what's going on here and stuff? So they closed at 10 o'clock too, but we were there before 10. We got there like, as soon as we left, we talked to the guy for a little bit, and he was shooting the breeze with us for a little bit. And I told us we should have drove, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I told him the same, sir. I just told you that I was gonna drive in Georgia after drinking. Eat too far from home. Plus to Georgia, Georgia. If you know anything about Georgia, you don't want to get locked up in Georgia. But anyhow, we ended up going to Papa Duck's, and when we got there, they were like, she asked, we'll be seeing if it gets past 10, we'll be seeing. Said, well, you don't have to worry about that. You say, once you're in here, if you're in here before 10, you're gonna be seen. So we ended up going there, and the food was delicious. Hospitality was great. I mean, the service was great, and that's actually where I proposed at. So it all worked out. My initial thought was to try to propose in her favorite, not her favorite spot, she'd never been there before, but in a spot where she actually likes the person, loves the person, and both are fans. So my initial thought was to do it there, but that didn't work out. But so it happened at Papa Duck's, and I looked into those beautiful eyes and and asked her to marry me. She said yes. So it was great. It was a great night. And like I said, we actually, the Lyft driver bringing us back, he was a cool guy. He was from California, and he was telling us about, because we told him the story about how we went there and everything. He was saying that the people in Georgia don't go to the restaurant. It's mostly people that are from out of state that don't know. So the people that live in Atlanta actually know about the spot and know that the food isn't that good. So he said the only thing he had there, the things he had there wasn't good. He said the only thing he had there was the chicken. He said the chicken was all right, but said everything else wasn't that good. So he said he went there a couple of times. He went there twice. So he went there twice, and he said that the food really isn't that good. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I guess, like we both said, me and Babe both said that even though he said that, we're still gonna go and try it out, but make sure we get there. And this is a Gunstip. This is not really a review. I didn't try the food, but I went to the spot and I wasn't able to get in. So it's a little Gunstip. If you go there, try to get there as early as you can, because you may not. If you go there too late, that's not too late because they don't close till 10. But if you go there before a certain time, then you won't get seen. And again, my opinion is that if you're running a restaurant, you don't turn people away until the hours of operation have came up. Like if you close at 10, you should stop letting people in until 10, even if they have to wait outside. Like you're in the business to make money. And that's just my opinion. That's what a restaurant should run. Like I said, Papa Duck's, they let people in. They kept letting people in until it was actually 10 o'clock. And then they shut it down. Well, maybe not 10 o'clock. Maybe like a little bit, like maybe 9:30 or so, 9:45 or so, like something like that. They stopped letting people in and shut the doors. But that's the way it should be, especially with establishment like that. You know what I mean? Like people coming. So if you're in the business to make money, then like Grandma used to say, then make it so. But anyhow, all in all, I love the South. The South is, Southern hospitality. Southern hospitality is great. You can't beat it. I don't know what happened to, come back home and it's like, welcome to reality. You can't beat Southern hospitality, and I don't know what happened to us here in South Florida with each other. You speak to somebody, even the guy from California was saying the same thing. It's like he said when he first moved to Georgia, people were so nice. He was worried. He was worried about why people were speaking to him so much because he wasn't used to it. And the same thing with people here is like you speak to them, say hello to someone, especially of the same race. You say hello to them and speak to them, and they think they look at you like you're crazy, like you cuss them out or something. So that's something that I don't know. I don't know how you change that. I think people think they have to be tough. I don't know what it is, but anyhow, Southern hospitality, people speak, they greet you, to say hello, how you doing, it's just a different vibe. And I'm so over, I know I used to say all the time that Georgia is racist, but shit, here, Florida is racism too. And I got a video about that. I got to make a video about that coming up. Look forward to that one too, about Publix. Look forward to that one about Publix coming up, because You know, I love Publix. I used to work for Publix, but that location that I went to, myself and my youngest daughter went to, they got some issues. So anyhow, let me get off of here. I just want to come on and say a little bit about Old Lady Gang, and give a little review about how I got turned away, and how people actually people who live in Georgia actually review. Say like they don't go. People that live there don't go. It's must be people that are from out of state. So people that don't live in Georgia come to the restaurant because they don't know how the food is. So, and if Kenny and Todd care, I think they should hire better staff. So the staff, I think maybe they're kind of lazy. This is my opinion. I don't know. I just know from watching the show, and I know that they can run a restaurant better than that. So anyhow, you be safe, you be blessed. Don't forget to tell somebody you love them, because you never know when you're gonna go. You never know when they're gonna go. So with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, share if you want to, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.